So let's tell a ghetto story today when I lived in the ghetto. All right, so you guys know I lived in the ghetto 25 years ago, and that's where I met my husband because he was there with his friend doing his laundry. So, 18-year-old widow, and I was in nursing school, so I had a lot going on. Well, anyhow, my son was only like 6 or 7 months. He had this little chair, this little folding chair that had fish and stuff on it. It was like a tropical chair. Then he had all these sand toys that I had outside. Well, these kids that lived in the ghetto were freaking terrible, literally. They would come to your house, their parents would lock them out as soon as the light came on. They wouldn't let them come back till dark. So they'd knock on your door, and this one kid would be like, I want a popsicle. I'd be like, I don't have one. So then he'd punch out my screen, and that cost me $10. So they were just awful children. So anyhow, they kept stealing my son's toys, these little toys that he had. So I had seen them back in the back of their apartments, and I went back there and got all of my stuff. And the people that I did this to, they ran the entire ghetto. They were a whole family that got kicked out of one ghetto and had to move to another. So they literally were just a bunch of crazy people, and they're still there too. I checked. So my friend calls me across the street and she goes, Brittany, did you piss off the blank, their name? And I said, no, I took Michael's chair back. And she goes, oh, they're out here ready to jump you. So I look outside, and I literally have the whole ghetto outside of my apartment ready to jump me. So I called the neighbor who was one of the family members, and he ended up talking them down for me, but I was going to get my ass kicked by a whole ghetto full of people. So my friend responded to this, and he is the reason why my husband and I are together today. So I wanted to share that funny story with you. It didn't happen, but it was going to happen, man. What are you going to say? You ain't taking my chair and my sand toys.